good marriages still exist, even if they aren't going viral. Hi everybody, I'm Mataure. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. As you can see from the title of this video, today we are discussing whether marriage is actually worth it. What is the fuss about? Why is it so important? Why can't I just be together with my person forever and ever? Marriage is a sham. Why should we bother? Everybody's getting divorced anyway. I hear you, okay? I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Marriage, unfortunately, nowadays has a very, very bad reputation because it's been taken and twisted into things that it shouldn't be. It looks very ugly, it looks very messy. Some people in very violent relationships, some people in very toxic relationships. I absolutely get it. You can still have a healthy and happy relationship, and there are a significant number of people out there who are actually happy in their relationships. Now, a lot of people who are happy in their relationships are extremely quiet about it 99.999% of the time for a variety of reasons. Some people are afraid of being proven wrong, that maybe if something then happens in their relationship, it'll be like, she's too cocky, you don't want to look like you're showing off, or you don't want someone to take it like a personal challenge, like, oh, if she says she's happy in her relationship, I'll test her husband or I'll test his wife, and all sorts of it. Or witchcraft, actually, witchcraft. People fear a lot of witchcraft. If you come out here and you say, I'm in a happy relationship, people are afraid that you will lawyer them. But I mean, it's all driven by fear. And to be honest, I've taken it upon myself to be one of the few people to be able to say that, look, being in a healthy and happy relationship is definitely possible. Now, this is not to say it is easy to be in a good marriage. You know how a lot of people say getting married is an achievement. And to be honest, I have to agree. It really is an achievement. Anybody can get married today if you really wanted to. But having a good and healthy and beautiful and fruitful marriage is a huge achievement and something to be extremely proud of, because it doesn't just happen. They don't do vega. It just doesn't show up. Okay? It takes constant work, constant effort, constant sacrifice, constant forgiveness, constant love, constant denying of the flesh for you to be able to build something beautiful. I've been privileged to see some incredible marriages with my own eyes. Now, I'm not talking about the social media marriages that you see and you think, oh my God, that couple is so cute, they look so happy. I'm not saying they're not, right? But what you're seeing is like less than 10% of what's actually happening. I'm talking about actual couples that I've been blessed to be able to sit at their feet, to learn from them, to spend time with them, and to be inspired by them. And to like, these marriages are out there. And look, you may not have fantastic examples of marriage within your circles, and I get it, right? It's not your fault. Maybe you didn't grow up in a situation where a healthy marriage was modeled for you, and that's okay. It's not an issue. What it's about is you taking the intentional steps to be able to make sure that you surround yourself with people and information and activities that will feed into your marriage. So it doesn't matter how much you love each other. I'm always saying love is not enough to sustain a marriage or for you to have a healthy marriage. It takes a lot more than love. Love is great to have. It's amazing. But love tends to do this, right? Commitment, discipline, hard work, that's what keeps the marriage together. And people always say, oh, when people talk about ups and downs in marriage, they're talking about cheating. It's not just about cheating, guys. Life is not surrounded by cheating. I'm not saying cheating is not a big deal, because it is. What I'm trying to say is, what you're looking for is when you want someone to go through the ups and downs with you, you're looking for someone who can be with you through illness, through grief, through loss, through all of it. Those are some of the ups and downs that we're talking about. And that is where the fruit of the work is shown. So the key is to build your marriage and build the steps and build the tools and acquire all the things that you're going to need to acquire to be able to help your marriage sail through the tougher times that would break anyone else's relationship. So as you all know, I am Christian, so a lot of what I say is based on the foundation of the Word of God. But it's not just prayer that makes your marriage work. So when people sit and say, pray for your marriage, da, 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 I agree 100%. You must always pray for your marriage. And this is for men and women too, by the way, not just the women. What I'm trying to say is, in addition to prayer, There are a lot of tools, there are a lot of skills, there's a lot of learning that you have to do to be able to sustain your relationship. So we talk a lot about investing in your marriage. So when you talk about investing in your marriage, what we're saying is you're going out of your way to acquire the tools and the resources you need to be able to make your marriage stronger. Okay, so what does this look like? For those who aren't even married yet, right? Those who are looking to get married, those who are engaged, do premarital counseling. It's just uh, do not just do it for the sake of ticking a box, okay? Premarital counseling gives you an opportunity to have a peek into some of the challenges that you might face or that others have faced before you, right? For you to be able to be aware of the situation, learn the tools, learn the tricks, learn the principles, that when you are now walking that path, it's easier for you. Let's not reinvent the wheel. There's really no need for you to suffer things that others have suffered before. Learn from their mistakes. So once you start the journey of learning from other people's mistakes, honestly, it makes it so much easier. So do your premarital counseling. Go for couples camps. Honestly, it sounds so cheesy and it sounds like you're going to be stuck with all those insufferable couples. But you'll find the couples that go to couples camps and couples activities usually 99% of the time have the strongest relationships. Why? Because they have the humility to know that they don't know everything. So once you've humbled yourself to the point of understanding that you don't know everything and you have a teachable spirit, it makes having a good marriage that much easier because you'll never ever stop learning. We were so privileged because on when we got married in August and there's a couples camp in September. We were fresh out of marriage. We did not have a cent to our names. If I'm not mistaken, at the time both of us weren't even working. But there was a couples camp happening at church. We could not afford it, but there's a couple who actually donated their spot and we got to go. And it changed our lives. It changed the game. We'd done the premarital counseling and everything, but being able to go to a couples camp, we were a month in, so obviously we didn't have a lot of problems. But we got to sit and listen to some of the issues that these experienced couples have been having because people are being vulnerable. People share their stories, they share their lessons, they share their trials, their tribulations, their victories, and everything. And you just get to sit at their feet and listen. So if you humble yourself enough to be able to attend some of these things, not just camps, it can be a couples meeting. When you humble yourself to attend some of these things, that's when you realize, oh shucks, I don't know everything and I do have a lot to learn. So the other thing that I also used to really, really love is I would see couples at couples camps who had married for 45 years, 50 years, 30 years, 25 years, 2 years plus, still going to these camps. What does that tell you? That you never stop learning. And so because I told myself that I will never stop learning and I can learn from anybody. I've also taken it upon myself to not only learn from older couples, but also young couples, couples who've been married a month. I've learned lessons from people. You know what I'm saying? Just basically what I'm trying to say is if you're someone who has a teachable spirit, you and your spouse have teachable spirits and make a commitment to say, look, we will never stop learning. We'll never stop investing in our marriage. This is just what we're doing. I think it makes a huge difference in making your marriage more fruitful in the long run. To be honest, most healthy relationships don't look very exciting. They look very routine, they look very stable, they look healthy, but they're relatively quite boring. So you're not going to go viral for like having a boring relationship, right? It's very stable, very quiet, but in there lies the beauty. What you don't see in that boring constant relationship is the security, the love, the support, and all the self-assuredness that comes with being in a stable relationship. So when all you're seeing is bad news online, it's because bad news goes viral. Bad news travels fast. The mess and the drama travel faster than the testimonies and the grace and the stories of forgiveness. That's just the truth. But that doesn't mean that that's all that's out there. So I think it's your responsibility to then curate your world to be able to feed yourself and your relationship with the positivity that you need to be able to have a stable marriage. That is your responsibility. You are what you consume. If you are consuming Real Housewives of who and what and following this one's marital drama and that one's marital drama, nothing wrong with those shows, but unfortunately it will skew your thinking. Subconsciously you're absorbing all of it. So you have to be conscious of that. But if you're making it a point to surround yourself with healthy relationships, healthy resources, just other couples who really care about their relationships, just being around couples who care about their marriages. It sounds so basic, but there's so many people that do not. Surround yourself with people who actually take time and treat their relationships as something precious. Subconsciously, it will rub off on you, and ultimately, you'll be all the better for it. It takes humility, forgiveness, communication, tough conversations, fun, laughter, creativity. It takes a lot of these elements to be able to make a good marriage work. But once you've gotten it working, you've gotten into the routine, you've gotten into the habit of continuously investing in yourself and in each other, honestly, it makes marriage 100% worth it. I always tell Chunks one of the things I love the most about being married to him is I know I have my person. Come what may, through death, through what, if we're living in a war zone, I could do it because I'm with my person. And I know we've made this commitment that we're doing this life thing together, no matter what it looks like, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. And I get it. I'm not saying that people haven't been betrayed in the past, people haven't been heartbroken in the past. But what I'm saying is that if you and your partner are willing to invest a little bit more into your marriage, it will make such a difference. And it won't even just impact you, it will impact your children and all those around you. So don't lose hope and say that, okay, fine, what's the point of getting married because I might not have a good relationship. That could be true, right? But if you're willing to put in the work, your partner's willing to put in the work, and you're doing it with the right person, oh my gosh, it can be so sweet. And then you add the added element of if you're a Christian getting married and you're forming that covenant with God, who is solely responsible for everything and keeping your relationship together and having angels assigned to your union to just create this beautiful, beautiful thing. It just makes it that much sweeter. Knowing that you're not in it alone. The challenges that you're facing as a couple, you're facing them with Jesus and you're facing them with God. It just has a way of giving you a grace to survive a lot of things that people who aren't rooted in Christ wouldn't survive. So I highly, highly recommend it. You know, in premarital counseling, we talk about this triangle where it's like there's God at the top, and then you and your spouse are like on either side of the thing. And we're basically teaching to say, in order for you to get closer to each other, the key is to get closer to God because it's a triangle. And that is absolutely true. Having your relationship rooted in God makes it that much sweeter. It gives you such a peace knowing that come what may, God is working to keep your relationship together. So yes, be cautious about marriage. 100%, okay? 100%. It is not something for you to just rush into just because you love someone or just because you're thrilled or just because they give you butterflies. I always talk about butterflies being the wrong reason to get married. Marry the person who makes you feel at peace, where they walk into a room and you're just like, I feel stable, I feel at home, I feel balanced. Marry that guy or that girl, not the person who makes your heart skip a beat and make you feel like you can't breathe. That is not a good thing because unfortunately feelings like that fade. It's not enough to sustain a marriage. What sustains a marriage is, I guess, love, but respect, communication, stability. Mental health as well. Make sure you marry people who are generally stable. It sounds so dramatic, but mental health is so, so important. Marry people from good backgrounds. I mean, marry people who are willing to do the work to improve themselves. You be that person who you'd want someone to marry. Don't get married if you've got a whole bunch of issues that you need to work through. Go to therapy, go for deliverance, learn the tools, learn the tips, learn the tricks, become the spouse that you want to marry. And I believe God will honor that and bring the right person to your doorstep for you to continue and walk your purpose with. Marriage is still beautiful. Marriage is still holy. Marriage is still 100% worth it. If you're already married, invest in it. Have the tough conversations. Don't sweep things under the carpet. If you're really, really struggling in your relationship, reach out to people that you can walk with, who can help you in your relationship. Do the counseling. Sometimes investing in your marriage means actually paying a professional to be able to talk to make your relationship to work. Invest in your marriage, invest in all of it. If you desire marriage, prepare for it. Like we said, do the therapy, do all that stuff. But wherever you are on your journey, do not lose hope. Marriage is 100% worth it. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I know this video is kind of all over the place, but I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate about this. And to those of you who are watching who are actually in good relationships, please spread the word. Tell them how sweet life could be on the inside. And to those who are desiring beautiful, God-centered, amazing relationships, I pray that God honors your prayers and that you end up with a relationship that you've been hoping and praying for. A relationship that's full of love, full of respect, balanced, healthy, fruitful, beautiful, and all these things in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. What does it take to have a good and healthy marriage? Do you think marriage is worth it? I want to hear about all of it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.